The National Bar Association was founded 85 years ago in Des Moines, Iowa. 11 men and 1 woman formed what at the time would become the only professional organization open to African American lawyers.
The American Bar Association would not admit blacks to membership, and the lawyers need to associate for the good of lawyers.
In 1925, there were less than 1,000 black lawyers in the United States. While they were few in numbers, their impact was significant, and the establishment of the National Bar Association provided them with needed connections, collaboration, mentoring, and friendship.
The benefit I've gotten from the bar is the satisfaction of seeing it work.
Joseph Hairston joined the National Bar Association 50 years ago.
So the satisfaction is seeing that diversity is working. Now, it's not working 100%, but you got to move it. And so I see it moving, and I see judges all over the country.
Through its members and its commitment, the National Bar Association has played key roles in landmark cases like Brown versus the Board of Education, led by Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, and the Little Rock 9 school discrimination case argued skillfully by Wiley Branton.
The main thing I think that most of the people should know is the role that the National Bar Association has played in the history of this country, and making sure that issues of justice and fairness and equality ran through all of American life.
Allie Latimer was at the White House more than 40 years ago as the leaders of the National Bar urged President Johnson to appoint more black federal judges. Seated beside the president at that meeting was his Solicitor General, Thurgood Marshall, who the president would soon nominate as the nation's first African American Supreme Court justice.
They had told us we'd have about 10 or 15 minutes. We ended up staying in there about more than 3 hours. I felt it was a very historical moment because I know that through unity, there's power. And to be able to get to the president and let him know some of our concerns was very important.
While legal heroes like Motley, Marshall, and Branton were making headlines, the numbers of black lawyers remained dismally small. As recently as 1970, it is estimated the country had fewer than 4,000 black lawyers. Affirmative action and activism would begin to change that.
Most of the African American lawyers right now have come out of law school since 1990, and a big number since 1995. So you're talking about a really young breed of individuals. And most importantly, what you're talking about is individuals who basically are in job situations because they have not had the time to really develop to hold peace so they can have their own firms and the like.
John Crump was the National Bar Association's executive director for 31 years, finally retiring from that position in 2009. During his tenure, the National Bar Association experienced its greatest growth. Membership expanded, as did the numbers of black lawyers generally. The first female president of the NBA, Arnett Hubbard, was elected during this time. Since her election in 1981, there have been 9 more women to take the top spot at the National Bar.
We have to continue to tell the story of the giants whose shoulders we stand on. And more importantly, we have to disseminate that information so that the young lawyers coming along won't repeat some of the same problems that occurred in the past, because if you don't understand the history, the jargon is, you're bound to repeat it.
Today's NBA is expanding and improving upon its continuing legal education programs. The NBA's international reach is growing as well. The NBA worked with transforming the legal system in South Africa after the end of apartheid. The NBA also played a key role in bringing to justice the criminals responsible for the horrific massacres in Rwanda. The National Bar Association embraces its role as a global leader for equal justice.
The NBA is as relevant today as it was when we were founded in 1925. as long as there are issues, laws, policies, and procedures that negatively impact the African American community and communities of color that have been historically disenfranchised, the NBA is relevant. So we don't have to go back 85 years. We're still current. We ebb and we flow, but we flow toward keeping the NBA relevant.
One of the best examples of the National Bar Association's commitment to the future and its relevance is its 10-year-old Crump Law Camp, in which talented youth from around the country gain valuable legal knowledge and insight.
What the camp did was better prepare me and give me the skills to become a lawyer. In the future, I know how much hard work it'll take and the skills necessary to be involved in that profession.
Out of these 2 weeks, I think I've gotten an invaluable experience. I would never have gotten an opportunity to do this anywhere else, especially not all expenses paid. And I definitely think that it's cemented my resolve to be a part of the legal profession and to serve as a beacon to light the way for other aspiring attorneys.
Having knowledge of the law helps you in any profession, any career, anything you go into. It can help you. You can combine the law with anything you're doing. So it's very important for the NBA and the members of the NBA to understand the role of law in this particular country, in America. And if they understand that and understand what it means to be black in America, or to be a minority in America, or to be a woman in America, or any of these areas where injustice shows its ugly face, it will be important for them to understand the role of the lawyer.